Urgent Kansas City Chiefs fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Kansas City Chiefs updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, Chiefs fans, I hope you're as fired up as I am today because we have some seriously exciting news coming your way. The Kansas City Chiefs, as you all know, have been busy this offseason, especially trying to bolster their offensive line. The team has already made some moves, signing Jalen Moore and drafting Josh Simmons in the first round, aiming to give Patrick Mahomes the protection he needs to continue to dazzle on the field. But what if I told you that the Chiefs might be looking to do something even bigger? Something that could take their defense to a whole new level? That's right, there are whispers, rumors, and some pretty compelling reports suggesting that Kansas City might still sign a future Hall of Famer, a three-time All-Pro, and a guy who has been a dominant force in the NFL for over a decade. I'm talking about none other than Von Miller. Yes, Von Miller. The legendary pass rusher who has been a staple in the league for years, and who, until recently, was a key part of the Buffalo Bills' defense. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, wait, isn't Miller still under contract? Well, that's the interesting part. Miller signed a 6-year, $120 million deal with the Bills back in 2022, but he was released earlier this offseason. That's right, after just one season with Buffalo, the team decided to part ways with him, freeing up a significant chunk of cap space, about $3 million, to be exact. And even though he's no longer with the Bills, the door is wide open for a reunion, and the Chiefs might be the perfect landing spot for him. Now, let's talk about why this makes so much sense. First, Von Miller is a proven winner. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion, having lifted the Lombardi Trophy twice, once with the Denver Broncos and once with the Los Angeles Rams. And, get this, he's still chasing that elusive third Super Bowl ring, and what better place to do that than with a team that's already been to the promised land twice in recent years? The Chiefs? They're always in the mix, and adding a veteran like Miller could be the final piece to their championship puzzle. Miller's history speaks volumes. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro, and the MVP of Super Bowl 50. His career sacks? A staggering 129. 5, which puts him among the all-time leaders in NFL history. But, of course, the question is, how effective is Miller right now? We have to be honest, he's not the dominant force he once was during his peak years. His production has dipped over recent seasons, and he's been hampered by injuries and age. His 2022 season with the Bills was a roller coaster, 8 sacks in his first year, then a quiet second season with 0 sacks, and last year, he managed 6 sacks in 13 games. So, while he's not the player he was at his peak, he still has enough in the tank to be a disruptive presence on the field. Pairing him with Chris Jones, one of the best defensive tackles in the league, could create a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Imagine the pressure they could generate together, Miller coming off the edge, forcing hurried throws, creating turnovers, and energizing the entire defense. And think about the storylines here. If Miller joins the Chiefs, it would be a storybook ending of sorts. He'd be rejoining the AFC West, where he spent most of his career with the Denver Broncos. That rivalry? It would heat up even more. The fans would be buzzing, the media would be all over it, and it would add a new layer of drama to what is already one of the most competitive divisions in football. Plus, Miller would be joining a team that's already stacked with talent, Patrick Mahomes leading the offense, a solid offensive line, a strong secondary, and a coaching staff that's proven to be one of the best in the league. But beyond the storylines, it's about what Miller can bring on the field. Sure, his numbers have declined somewhat, but he still has that veteran savvy, that leadership, and that instinct for making big plays at crucial moments. His presence in the locker room and on the field could be invaluable, especially for a defense that's looking to take the next step and become one of the league's top units. Remember, Kansas City's defense was a bit inconsistent last season, especially against the run and on third downs. Adding a player like Miller could help tighten those gaps and bring the kind of relentless pass rush that can change games. And let's not forget the potential impact on the team's chemistry. The Chiefs have built a winning culture, led by Mahomes, but adding a seasoned veteran like Miller could energize the entire locker room. This is not just about stats, it's about leadership, experience, and knowing how to win at the highest levels. Miller's track record shows that he's a clutch performer, someone who rises to the occasion in big moments. His leadership could influence younger players, and his work ethic can serve as a model for the entire squad. Now, some might wonder, why would the Bills let him go if he's still got something left? Well, salary cap considerations, age, and recent performance all play a role. The Bills are in a bit of a rebuild, and they needed to free up cap space for other moves. Plus, Miller's recent injury history and inconsistency might have contributed to their decision. So, while he might not be the same player who terrorized quarterbacks during his prime, he's still a formidable presence who can make a difference. Imagine the possibilities if he joins the Chiefs. The fans would go wild, and the team's defensive scheme could see a new dimension added. The Chiefs have been known for their offensive fireworks, but their defense has quietly become a strength over the past few seasons. Adding Miller could turn them into a true championship-caliber unit, capable of shutting down the league's best offenses. And, of course, with Mahomes leading the charge on offense, the Chiefs' window for Super Bowl success remains wide open. Bringing in a guy like Miller could be the final puzzle piece. Now, I want to shift gears a little and give you some background on Miller's career highlights, just to remind everyone of how special this player truly is. Miller burst onto the scene with the Denver Broncos, where he quickly established himself as one of the most feared pass rushers in the league. His combination of speed, power, and football IQ made him unstoppable at times. His 8 sacks in Super Bowl 50 played a huge role in the Broncos' victory, and he was named Super Bowl MVP for that reason. Throughout his career, he's been a disruptive force, constantly drawing double teams, creating opportunities for teammates, and setting the tone for his defense. In recent years, injuries have slowed him down a bit, but his passion for the game remains intact. The fact that he's still seeking a new team shows his desire to compete and contribute at the highest level. The Chiefs, with their championship aspirations, could be the perfect fit for him right now. They need pass rush help, especially with the evolving offenses in the league that are becoming more dynamic and difficult to contain. Miller's veteran presence could be exactly what they need to make that final push. And it's not just about what he does on the field. It's about the intangibles, leadership, experience, and a winning mentality. Miller's been through the ups and downs of the NFL, and he knows what it takes to succeed. His impact off the field could be just as valuable as his contributions on it. For the younger players on the Chiefs' defense, having someone like Miller around could be a game-changer, inspiring them to elevate their game and embrace that championship mindset. Now, I want to pause here for a second. Pause here, just for a second. If you want, the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Kansas City Chiefs news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Because, honestly, this potential signing could be one of the most exciting moves of the offseason for the Chiefs, and it's a story that's just starting to unfold. We'll be watching closely to see if the Chiefs pull the trigger and bring Miller into their fold, but one thing's for sure, if it happens, it will send shockwaves through the NFL and give fans plenty to talk about for months to come. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, the Chiefs are already considered favorites in the AFC, thanks to Mahomes' brilliance and the team's overall talent. But adding a veteran edge rusher like Miller? That could push them over the edge, making them even more formidable in what is shaping up to be a highly competitive playoff race. The defense, which has been improving steadily, could finally reach that elite status with Miller's addition, especially if he can stay healthy and contribute consistently. And speaking of health, it's worth noting that Miller's recent injury history has been a concern. But the NFL is a league of comebacks, and the fact that he's still actively seeking a team shows his motivation and desire to continue competing. The Chiefs, known for their excellent medical and training staff, could help him get back to that high level he once played at. Imagine the scenes: Miller, in Chiefs red, rushing the quarterback at Arrowhead Stadium, energizing the crowd and creating chaos in the backfield. That's a vision Chiefs fans can get excited about. In the end, this potential signing underscores just how aggressive the Chiefs are willing to be in pursuit of another Super Bowl. They've already proven that with their aggressive offseason moves, drafting well, and keeping their core intact. Adding a seasoned veteran like Von Miller could be the final piece of the puzzle, a move that could define their championship run for years to come. It's a story that's still developing, but one that could have a massive impact on the NFL landscape. So, for all you Chiefs fans out there, stay tuned, because this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory. We'll keep you updated on every twist and turn, every signing, and every rumor. The Kansas City Chiefs are always in the conversation, and this time, they might just be adding a legend to their already impressive roster. Whether Von Miller joins or not, one thing is clear: this team is not done yet, and the best is yet to come. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, I'll be back soon with more in-depth analysis, news, and updates on your favorite team. Keep cheering, stay safe, and let's see what this wild offseason has in store for our beloved Chiefs.